Okay, so I know that PU doesn't officially stand for anything, but I like my interpretation of it standing for Pretty Useless, which is an acronym I made myself. And anyway, for those who don't know, this is Smogon's new tier right under the NU category, which means they're the never used of never used. I've never done it before, but Gavin Hill wanted to try, and I believe this is his first time going at it too, so this should be pretty interesting. Let's go ahead and play some PU Pokemon. Alrighty, so right off the bat, looking at his team, we actually picked a few similar Pokemon. In fact, especially since I was also considering using Rotom Frost, but I decided against it the last moment because I thought it would give my team too much of a fighting type weakness. So, yeah, that's pretty interesting. We seem to be on the same page there. Anyway, so I lead with Luxray, he does lead with his Rotom Frost. And, yeah, I don't take that Blizzard very well. Because it crits, and, yeah. That makes me think that it's probably a Choice Scarf, and I know that my Luxray isn't that fast, but I am a jolly max speed one, so I was kind of thinking that I should be able to outspeed if it isn't Scarfed itself, and for that reason, I go out into my Rapidash. I'm just going to go for a Flare Blitz, which should hit anything he goes into pretty hard. This is a Choice Banded Rapidash. I think I have a lot of Choice uses on this team, and as you can see, it does a lot of damage to the incoming Wigglytuff, which is pretty tough, though, actually, all things considered. Definitely EV'd in the physical defenses, and I'm just going to go for it again. And now that he went for that Protect, I'm thinking, I double back and say, okay, I bet he's going to try to go into his own Rapidash now, because he does have one. I saw that on Team Preview, and, you know, try to get the Flash Fire, which is his special ability. So I ended up going into Octillery here, predicting this switch in a Rapidash. Ends up being really awesome for me. This is a Choice Specs Octillery, a matter of fact. And I'm just going to go for the Hydro Pump, and he goes in a Lapras, which is a Pokemon I kind of didn't... I glanced over the PU list as I was making a team for this battle. I didn't see Lapras, and I'm kind of shocked that Lapras fell so far. I mean, it was, I always considered it a pretty solid Pokemon, but it's going to be a pain in the butt. So I go into Dunsparce, which is a Pokemon I'm kind of using just to prove someone wrong, like who said Dunsparce was trash. And you know what? Dunsparce is kind of trashy, but not in this tier, yo. In this tier, he can be pretty good. He's going to first glare this Lapras, so I'm faster, basically. I do have the Headbutt on this thing, I believe, and Coil, which is a interesting setup move. So, that's what I'm going to try to do. Right now, I'm going to try to Roost to get my HP back. I see that I'm taking those Ice Beams pretty well due to Dunsparce's decent bulk. And, yeah, now that I'm back to full health, I feel pretty confident now setting up a Coil. And he is going to switch out. He doesn't really like the fact that he's doing less damage than I'm healing for. And goes into his Unfezant, which is a Pokemon I wasn't really sure what he would do. Now, I know I did check it out, and I know that this thing can carry Hypnosis. I'm kind of hoping that he doesn't, but he does, and he does hit with it, which kind of made me sad, because I was going for, obviously, another Glaze. Sorry, Glaze. No, I meant Glare, but I am asleep, and I really don't want to waste this setup, so I'm going to try to stay in and wake up, but then I just die, so not the best thing for me. I probably could have left or switched out Dunsparce as my sleep fodder Pokemon, but I know that I can go right into Rapidash, which does outspeed. I do have Wild Charge, so that's what I'm going to do, and it ends up KOing this Unfezant, so that's pretty cool. And, yeah, as you can see, Choice Band Rapidash can tear up some Pokemon here in PU. As he goes into Lapras, another Pokemon I can super effect with Wild Charge. I was thinking about it, I'm like, okay, I'm like on the fence, 50-50 whether I can kill with this, and I don't quite kill, so he is going to be able to take me out. But this is actually kind of convenient too, because this allows me to go into my Might Yenna, a Pokemon that someone in the chat actually convinced me to use. And Might Yenna is a Pokemon that has been glanced over too long due to its subpar stats, but here in PU it can be an absolute monster. Take a look. First I just go for the Crunch, because I know it'll hit anything on his team pretty hard, even if he does switch. And then I get a Moxie, which is Might Yenna's hidden ability, and makes it actually pretty fearsome. So he goes into Rapidash now, and I'm like, okay, I have to hope that I can kill this thing with Sucker Punch, and there you go. Take a look at that. After just one Moxie, KOing that Rapidash, getting off my second Moxie, and unless he has a Pokemon with a priority move, or Focus Sash, or something, this looks pretty strong to me. He goes into Wigglytuff. Now, I know that this thing is part Fairy, so it will resist my fighting moves. I do have Play Rough. Fairy does not resist itself. I have to hope that it doesn't miss. And, like I said, I wasn't quite sure if Crunch would kill, considering I know that this is already a physically bulky Wigglytuff. I didn't want to risk going for that resisted Dark move. I probably could have killed anyway, but I end up hitting with Play Rough, so it doesn't really matter. And at this point, it is a wash. Might Yenna is going to go ahead and sweep for the rest of the battle. a outstanding display by this underrated Pokemon. Which leads me to today's question of the day, and I think a pretty good one considering the tier of this match. And what is, in your opinion, the most underrated Pokemon? Is a Pokemon that doesn't really get enough love, but you think it can be actually really good? I guess for me, just looking at this battle, is Lapras. I mean, it's a pretty damn bulky Pokemon with some power behind it as well, and a very good moveset. I'm surprised it's as low as it is in the Smogon tiers, but that is, yeah. But that, knowing how Smogon tiers work. Anyway, this is a new picture, and I want to thank someone who made it for me, which his name is Nawful Ben Zekri. I hope I didn't butcher that name. Thank you very much. I will be using this image in other media as well, so just wanted to thank him for that. Just a shout out. But yeah, thanks for watching the match. If you like what you saw, rate, comment, subscribe, and see you guys next time. Lates.